So because of the war with Iran, something crazy is happening in the US. Because remember yesterday I told you about Joe Kent, the counterterrorism chief, who actually quit his position because he was against the war in Iran. And as I told you, he told Trump that there is no intelligence showing that Iran would attack and that Iran is not close to building a nuclear bomb. Plus he said that the war was pushed by outside pressure, which is Israel. Anyway, today something crazy happened because he quit yesterday, right? Well, the FBI is now investigating him. Like, wow, what a coincidence. The guy who said that Israel manipulated the US to start the war is now getting investigated by the FBI? There's a little detail that I didn't tell you about because apparently the investigation started before he resigned. We don't know if that's true. They just said today that they're investigating him and they said that, oh, we started the investigation before he resigned, so it's not related to what he said. But also, today Joe Kent actually appeared on the Tucker Carlson show and he revealed some big stuff because in that show, he claimed that there was no imminent threat, we had no evidence, or the US had no evidence of a nuclear weapon, decision makers were silenced, that's actually a big one, and that Israel pushed the US into this war. This one we actually knew. So a lot of what he said is also what he wrote to Trump in the letter, but the one about decision makers were silenced is actually a big one because wow, the US is now silencing people who are talking against the war. Like, if someone is against Trump or against this war, he's going to be silenced. And Joe Kent actually warned on the Tucker Carlson show, and he said that the government might try to discredit him, which we're seeing right now. We're seeing the FBI investigating him for something that we don't know. Like, we don't know if he broke the law or if he's a whistleblower, or they're just investigating him because of what he said. We have no idea, but it's still big because it kind of shows now that if you speak against Israel in the US, they're gonna find ways to attack you, find ways to show that you've done illegal things. Like, you can speak against Trump. We've seen a lot of politicians speak in the US and talk against Trump. We haven't seen a lot of pushback against those politicians, but we're seeing the pushback against Joe Kent now, who said to Trump that the war was started because of Israel. And we're seeing now that the FBI is investigating him. So wow. Wow, America. But also, there was some big news that came today from America because there's some insider information that said that the Pentagon, or basically the Department of War, asked the White House for $200 billion to fund the war with Iran. And apparently they want that money to keep the war going, support troops, buy weapons, and run global operations. But as of right now, Pentagon just asked the White House. We still have to wait for the White House to review it and accept the request, and then Congress have to accept it. About the Congress part, actually we don't know because a lot of times now Trump has been doing stuff without Congress accepting it. But on this one, because it's a huge budget, I assume Congress has to accept it, right? Also, back to the $200 billion, because that's the same US, same America that cut Medicaid, cut programs, SNAP aid for people who wanted food, like people who have low incomes and wanted food. They cut the programs to save more money. Those are the same people who are going to be spending billions and billions on this war. Like, seriously, I don't know if this is going to get accepted. $200 billion is a lot, but at the same time, the US spent, what, $11 billion on the first week of the war? So $200 billion could happen. The US might actually spend that much. Plus, America didn't actually expect Iran to continue that long in the war. As I told you, Trump asked a lot of his allies, actually like a lot of different countries, for support in the war. The countries said no, Trump got mad, and then a day later he was like, I don't care about you anymore. Remember? So the US did need help, right? Because Iran is actually attacking a lot of places that are related to the US. They're attacking US bases in Gulf countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. And because of that, Qatar actually kicked out Iranian diplomats from its country. Because today, Iran launched missiles towards Qatar, right? But the problem is where they launched those missiles. Because apparently they launched it at Ras Laffan Industrial City, which is north of Doha. And this city, guys, is the largest natural gas facility in the world. Like, huge, right? And Qatar produces like 20% of global natural gas. So by attacking this area, that's a massive threat. That's a massive thing to do. And apparently because of the attack from Iran, there was a massive explosion, at least 3 fires in Qatar, and extensive damage, like huge damage to the main gas facility. So There was a lot of damage, but fortunately, everyone was evacuated. There are no injuries, there are no deaths, so that's good. But the thing is, guys, by Ras Laffan getting attacked, this affects a lot of countries in the world because a lot of countries get their natural gas from Qatar, especially countries in Europe and Asia. And we already know that Asian countries like Vietnam, Philippines, Sri Lanka are having a massive energy crisis or like gas crisis because of this war. So this also happening, like Qatar getting attacked, would affect them even more. But Qatar didn't stay silent because they actually got really mad at Iran. They actually said that this was a violation of sovereignty and that it's a direct threat to national security. Plus, Qatar told Iranian military and security officials that they're not welcome in the country anymore, and they told them to leave within 24 hours. So this is a huge punishment, maybe one of the biggest diplomatic punishments we've seen since the war started. But also, Qatar didn't stop there because they threatened Iran and they said that more actions could follow and that they will protect their country by all necessary measures. We don't know what that means. We don't know if Qatar is going to join the war, they're going to start attacking Iran. We still don't know. But what we know right now is that Qatar and Iran's relationship is now broken. Like, look at you, America, breaking up countries. But also, guys, America wasn't fulfilled enough by the war with Iran, right? We know they attacked Iran, but Trump had another country in mind because he now wants Cuba. Because now there's beef between Trump and Cuba because Trump said that he could do whatever he wants with Cuba, which is kind of messed up to say about a country, right? And he also said that he might have the honor of taking over Cuba. Wow. Plus, he actually said that Cuba is a failed nation. Like, bro, what are you saying? You're a president. Why are you saying this about another country? And Cuba didn't stay silent. They actually got mad. They replied to the US because Cuba's president, Miguel Diaz-Canel, replied and he said that the US is threatening Cuba almost every day, which is actually true. Trump just wakes up and is like, who am I going to threaten today? Cuba or Iran? And he just picks a country and threatens them. But Cuba said that they will fight back with strong resistance. And they said that we will not let the US take over. So are we going to see a Cuba and US war happening in 2026? We don't know. We already saw like Venezuela getting their president removed, Iran getting their supreme leader killed, and now a huge war is happening. So what? Cuba's next? And we know that the US wants Cuba's president gone. They said it a few times. They want him out of power. Plus, the US Secretary Marco Rubio actually said that Cuba's system must change dramatically. I don't know how they want to change it. I don't know what they want to do with Cuba, but they want to change it. So Venezuela wasn't enough. Iran isn't enough. They now want to go to Cuba. 3 countries in 2026. Wow. But the thing is, guys, Cuba is actually suffering because since the US took over Venezuela's oil and started controlling it, Cuba stopped getting any oil because Cuba used to get their oil from Venezuela. And because of that, Cuba is suffering a lot from no electricity, very high food prices, and fuel shortages. So the country has a lot of blackouts. People are finding food very expensive. So it's a bad situation over there. And you know what's the real problem in this? Is that we are seeing leaders now argue, like Trump arguing with different countries. Like now Trump wants Cuba's president gone. He's like, no, I'm not going to go. A lot of political issues, a lot of arguments, a lot of sanctions, right? But the real problem is that the real people who are getting affected by this are not the leaders. Those are just arguing. They got the money, they got the food. The people who are actually getting affected are the normal people. People who just wake up, go to work, go to school, see their families. Those are the people who are actually struggling right now. They're not finding food. They're getting blackouts. They're not finding fuel to even go to work. It's a bad situation because of world leaders who are supposed to protect the countries. And I'm not blaming Cuba's government because of that. Like, Trump is the one who actually wants to attack it, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm actually saying that, unfortunately, because of all those political or diplomatic issues, real people are suffering. And I'm not saying that Cuba's government is great. There are a lot of corruption cases, a lot of issues happening because of it. There are a lot of sources about that. But at the same time, I'm just realizing that, guys, just focus on your people for a second. Like, I've not seen a leader in a while who actually focuses on his people. Like, seriously. But also, talking about wars, because we know there are a lot of different wars in the world right now, there are actually some good news that came out today. Because, as you know, there is a conflict between Afghanistan and Pakistan. I don't know if it's a war or not. let's call it a war, okay? There is the war between Afghanistan and Pakistan, and they've been attacking each other. And the most recent one is the hospital that got attacked in Afghanistan, where unfortunately 400 people were killed, including 104 children. So yeah, they're attacking each other a lot now. But the good news is that they actually agreed for a ceasefire. Yeah, finally, we finally saw a ceasefire in 2026. So that's the good news. The not so good news is that the ceasefire will only be for 5 days, because apparently both countries agreed that they're gonna pause the war for 5 days because of Eid. As you know, Ramadan is over, Eid is coming up, and it's a huge Muslim holiday. So they were like, you know what? Let's just stop fighting for Eid. Celebrate, make everyone happy. And then what, after Eid, they're just going to be attacking each other again? I don't know. But at least they're going to stop fighting for 5 days. You know what, guys? I really hope they actually stop for 5 days. Because even though it's only 5 days, anything can happen. They can actually attack each other in those 5 days. Who knows? But as far as we know, there is a 5-day vacation on this war. Guys, if 4 isn't enough, in the UK there's also the fastest growing meningitis outbreak there is. And meningitis is a really bad disease that gets you a fever, headaches, gets you feeling very tired, but it also kills you because unfortunately 2 people died in the UK because of it. And normally those diseases affect older people or kids, but no, this disease is actually affecting students, like young people in their late teens or early 20s. And the 2 people who died are actually students, a 21-year-old university student and a school student from Queen Elizabeth Grammar School. So unfortunately they're young. And meningitis gets spread through saliva, like coughing or kissing or sharing drinks or sharing vapes, all the stuff that young people do, right? So because of that, doctors in the UK believe that there was an event that caused this disease to spread, and they're saying that there's a nightclub called Chemistry Club that had a lot of people in there, and apparently one person had meningitis, and because of that it spread. And as of right now, universities are giving a lot of antibiotics to students, and there are like 20 cases, and unfortunately 2 people died because of it, which I already told you. So yeah, who knows what's the situation going to be in the UK, but as of right now it's spreading a lot. Wow, what a day. Honestly, war and disease, huh? And I actually was looking for good news, didn't find a lot of good ones. So guys, if you found some good news, please let me know in the comments. I'm actually going to read them and talk about them tomorrow because we need some good news in the world. But yeah, that's it for today. And again, if you want me to talk about any news, let me know in the comments. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow.